Okie dokie, guys. I'm just going to introduce you to a series of uh, A3 size landscape paintings that I'm going to be doing. Just been surfing the web and I've found pixabay.com, and I think they're very good for um, offering landscapes that are inspiring and very majestic, and the photographers do a good job at capturing the essence of beauty. So I'm just going to get into the first one today, and I'm just going to record um, for about half an hour, and then I'll probably end up speeding things up and do a time lapse after that until completion, or at least until we get to the details stage, which I'll probably do a part 2 or part 3 for depending on how we go. So yeah, we might as well just get started, and I'll just let you guys know exactly what I'm doing while I'm doing it. So I'm just going to rotate the canvas first, because it always works better if you're comfortable with your hand strokes. If you need the paper in some orientation, then use the rotate tool in Adobe Photoshop. Just testing out some colour in the background. First off, I have my reference image in the background, and we'll go into the title. Excuse me. But yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. And that's the fun of it. So I chose this particular image because it's very, I'm actually working from 2 photos, which I'll show you at the end of the painting, whether that's at the end of the 2-part, 3-part. But so I'm just basically blending the awe-inspiring sky with a different perspective of the waterfall in the foreground. So I'll just get that tone blue in there first, and then we'll work with working over the top of it. So for those that are actually using Photoshop, you can just use a transparent layer, or you can just duplicate the background by dragging it down to the new layer icon. Again, this really isn't a tutorial about Photoshop tools and controls, but I'll just explain things as I'm doing it, how I like to work. But again, I do hope that you guys find this entertaining, because that's what it's all about. Just going to put some of the dark stuff in there, because that's, so just right click to check the hardness of the brush. That gives it a sort of a feathered edge rather than this strictly hard round. I'll just demonstrate with my hotkeys. This is a hard edge. This is a soft edge. So that's 0 and 100 respectively. Yeah, so just trying to get some of that cloud action in there. And again, this is can all be manipulated easily on the fly. So but certainly this is it's a beautiful image of the firmament. Just trying to pick out those colours. Like, it's hard when you're looking at reference image on another computer screen and having to replicate that on another desktop. So there's a lot of darker clouds in here. So you see, I am doing this all on one layer, which is pretty dangerous, but that's the creativity of it all, I guess. You have that license to modify if you want, if you feel fit, as long as it's all still gels, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that just for now and just switch over to my other image, which has the different perspective of the foreground that I was looking for. Oops. There we go. So yeah, I'm just going to roughly pick out some of those colours. The colour wheel, if most Photoshop users watching this is not familiar with this, is actually called Coolorus 2. I downloaded it from, I think it was the Coolorus website, about 3 or 4 years back. And it was only $10, so it really helps with picking out those colours. Better than the default colour panel that they have in Photoshop. Obviously, because you can see the huge triangle in the centre, so you can adjust your saturation and values and get that precise colour that you're after. So a lot of this green in the foreground is actually a walk down this way and around, and the waterfall will come down, but we'll get to that in a few moments. I'm just trying to get the general geography going. And of course, when you feel you're rotating your head like that, and it's best to bring your canvas back. I don't know, guys. Let me know down in the comments below how you feel about me with the commentary. I guess because it will just be the same for every painting that I do in the future, apart from the different controls, tools that I'm using here. Or maybe I'll go into the menus, but I might put up some just some words on the screen indicating what I'm doing, if you don't want to listen to me jabber on for up to an hour. So it's really a rocky cliff face here, and just, yeah, you can probably tell that I'm just winging this like really quick because that's my style and it works for me, rather than going from black and white and converting it into colour. Yeah. So I kind of feel like I need to shift this over, so I'm just going to grab this. I've just hit the V key to get the move tool, and I'm just going to shift composition over a little bit to about there, just because the eye doesn't really want to see this side of the cliff face there in the center of the screen. Just design rules, I guess. And I'm actually putting all this on the same layer, so that's wasn't intended in the when I first started this, but I guess that's the way it goes. Again, we're just doing some Bob Ross here, guys. Happy accidents, right? Yep. I'll refer back to that sky image in just a moment. So what you saw I did there was I just lassoed with a fairly hard edge, of course, a portion of the sky there and moved it over by duplicating it, and then I've just painted back over it, sampling the colours underneath, and yeah, as to remove, and I'll just do that again. So I've just lassoed some of the colour there and just duplicated it, just saves a bit of time. And this is just primary, these are just underlying a basic colour wash. And yeah, as we go over the top, we'll add various tones over the top of it to give it that photorealistic quality. If we get that far, we may stop before then if it looks crazy enough according to my art style. So just getting some darker tone in there, because there's some areas hidden in shadow here. Yeah, guess we can start to indicate that the pool in there. I don't know what they call it, but well, I guess this is going to have a title on the video anyway. So this is a place in Iceland. If you Google the name under the title, it's a pretty surreal place. I don't even know how to pronounce it, to be honest, guys. Seljalandsfoss. Please don't correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, guys. I'm sure there's some Icelandic people checking out the vid. But yes, I chose it because I love the looks of the place, and I'm sure you guys do too. Absolutely beautiful. Actually, I'm surprised in a place like Iceland, like it's so bitterly cold. People are running around with their jackets on. But it doesn't snow. It's not snowing in the image. Maybe it's not quite winter there, but I don't know. Not too sure if it snows at all there. So we have our first indications of kind of form. So we've kind of blocked out this foreground rocky mass that's got the grass growing over the top of it, and we've just blocked in the road that recedes off into the distance. So I guess we can do the foreground elements here. There's a huge rocky outcrop up here. Excuse me. So I guess I'm just going to... And once you guys have enough colour down on your on the canvas there, you can start to pick those colours off the canvas, as I'm sure you've seen me doing so far. Sometimes getting the right colour is actually a the task itself. Yeah. It's kind of a gunmetal grey. I remember growing up with the, I think it was the Faber-Castell pencils, or it was Derwent, I believe, and there was 72 in the set, and there was a colour called gunmetal grey, and I was a bit taken back by that. Gunmetal with a strange colour for a pencil. I guess that's it, kind of gets you hooked on them, right? They were pretty awesome pencils, but yeah, we all grow up and we kind of get busy and we lose stuff. And then we wish we had them again, don't we? Okay. So the reason why I'm taking a grey off the off this green hue here, the hue is on the outside of the wheel, is because it's actually reflecting it's kind of a muddy rocky area that's actually reflecting the grass in its kind of moist quality. So by picking grey from there, you're actually, and moving it slightly to the right, you're adjusting the saturation of it, so you're bringing some of that green back into it. But actually, because the light in this scene in particular is actually blue, I should be using a more of a blue greyish colour, which would resemble that gunmetal that I was talking about earlier. And you saw me just drop the excuse me, the that large flat colour in there, the grey, using the lasso, and I used the hotkey Alt backspace on the Windows platform. That would be Option, I believe. I'm not a huge Mac fan, I haven't used a Mac in a long time, but Option backspace to drop the foreground colour. That's this one that we're currently using, the one on top, to fill that lasso. Okay. Alright. So it's quite hard. I'm just getting indications of stuff in there at the moment because it's a very large image, so you've got to zoom in on things to get the small details of elements in the photograph. But yeah, very pastel-like at the moment. Very pastel. These muted colours. What I mean by muted is unsaturated values. Moving further to the right is going to give you those unnatural, very strong, vibrant colour that isn't actually representative of the real world. You see it a lot on computer screens and film, and because it's being manipulated, and yeah. Whoops. And if you ever do that, don't scream. I just hit the backspace key accident. We'll just hit Control Alt Z to go backwards. or just Control Z if you want to bring that door back. Of course, many of you probably know Control Z is not the key to go back multiple steps. You can't go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, you need to Control Alt Z. Oops. So I'm just going to start dropping in some of those kind of dark tones in there, because a lot of this grassy stuff is actually sitting on, it's actually growing on the rock. So yep. Just adjust my the edge now, because I've blocked in all the soft tones that I need to get this thing going. Just going to make a quick cut here, guys, and check if my recording is still going in the background, and I'll be back.